Hey man, it's your boy the IQ King, aka the King of Off-Ball Movement, and today I got part 2 of the How to Be an Elite Off-Ball Scorer series. Now, I would recommend, if you haven't seen part 1 of the video, I recommend you go watch that video before or after you watch this one. It don't really matter if you watch it before or after, but I do recommend that you watch it because the way I structured these videos is in a way that they build on top of each other. So I recommend you do that, but if you don't, hey, that's on you. Do what you gotta do. Now, if you've seen the last video, then you know I broke off-ball movement down into 3 parts. Right now we on section 1. Section 1 is called more mental than anything. Last video we talked about getting down the court. This video we're gonna be talking about knowing your build and knowing your opponent's build. Now, I want to tell y'all a story to kick this off. Now, my older brother, back when he played 2K, he no longer plays. RP to him, his 2K career. But back when he played, he had a 2-way sharp. Now, me, my brothers, my cousins, some friends, sometimes we would play, and sometimes he would catch the ball on the perimeter, and let's just say the pass was a little late. He would give the defender a pump fake, go by him, and then he would proceed to go in the paint and take it up like he's a slasher with 30 finishing badges. And we will all clown him and laugh and joke and be like, oh, he think he a slasher, or he think he a slasher. Why? Because he was trying to do things that wasn't necessarily cohesive with his players' capabilities. Now, did it work out sometimes? Yes. Did it not work out sometimes? Yes. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that you need to play to your strengths. Now, me personally, I've made my build in a way where I'm a threat inside the paint and from the perimeter. So I can, take up certain things that a lot of builds can't. Like, let's say you are a one-dimensional build offensively. Let's say you're a 2-way sharp. Or let's say you're a 2-way finisher. You have to learn to make your play style. It shouldn't be, let me put it like this, it shouldn't be the same as mine. I'm not here to try to teach people how to play like me. What I'm more explaining is more the principles of off-ball movement, like the understanding how to create your own play style that fits your build. Now, how you do that in order to fit your play style is learning to be deceptive. And when I say deceptive, I mean when you start up a new game in rec, your play style is new to whoever you're playing. So they have to, if they're a good defender, they're picking up on how you play, what you like to do. So they may play defense a certain way based on whether you're a spot up or whether you're like a more of a on ball, I need the ball in my hands, or I'm cool with just sitting in a corner, or I'm a more cut and move type guy. People are going to adjust to you. Now, early in the game is gonna be your best opportunity to score because the defender who's ever guarding you is trying to fill you out. And especially when you have an off-ball play style, people aren't used to that. So it's very difficult for them to guard. They don't understand how they're supposed to defend you. Now let's look into this first game. I may use a few different gameplays to give y'all, a nice variety of what I'm talking about knowing your build versus who you playing against, right? So I want y'all to look at these, at this first group. We're looking at 2 play shots, a slashing playmaker, a mid-range facilitator, and a glass cleaner finisher. What can we take from that right off the bat? We know that the play shots probably don't have defense, right? We know my matchup, the slashing playmaker, probably won't have the defensive badges to guard me in the paint. Neither with the mid-range facilitator, right? So what am I looking at this possession? First off, we know that you need to be getting down court. That's episode 1. But what I see here is really key. Who's guarding me? The play shot and my guy, which is a slashing playmaker. The play shot, we know he probably didn't put on a rim protector. He's not going to be able to stop me even though he's in front of me. And the slashing playmaker, who also probably didn't put up any interior defensive, is behind me. So he's not even really in a position to make a play on me. So let's see what happens next. The play shot jumps. the slashing playmaker's behind me, therefore he can't make a play, and we get 2 points. Now let's look at the next play. Now this is kind of a miscommunication between me and the point guard, or you can even consider a mistake on my part. I'm looking to cut to the basket. 2K leads me to the top of the key, and now that gives the center a chance to recover and get back in front of me. Now let's analyze what we're looking at. The center is about to be in front of me, protecting the paint. The mid-range facilitator is already helping off, and the slashing playmaker that I just juked out his socks is now about to come back into play. So what are my options here? Well, I can't kind of go left because that's the direction the center is going. I can't go right because the mid-range facilitator is helping. So where's the open space? One dribble, pull up on my left side, right? Those are the type of things you kind of need to be. That's what I mean when I say know your build and know the build you're playing against. I know my capabilities as a shooter, and I know their capabilities according to their builds, right? So I'm making decisions based on that. And he gave me a good move. I can't lie. Things happen sometimes. Let's go to the next play. Now this is new gameplay, new people, new team, new everything, new breakdown. Now we looking at 2 play shots, a slashing playmaker, an interior finisher, and a glass cleaner. What can we say? What can we get from this? We know the 2 play shots probably don't have defense, right? At least not in the paint. Even probably from the perimeter for that matter. Slashing playmaker probably didn't put up much of his defense, and if he did, not much on interior defense, right? Interior finisher possibly has like some paint defense. Glass cleaner, we know, probably put on some rim protector. He probably got high interior defense, something like that, high block rating maybe, right? But for the most part, they don't really have too much defense on the team. So what does that tell me personally? Like with my play style, that tells me I'm gonna eat in the paint a lot this game because it's gonna be sweet down there. So let's look at the first play of this gameplay, right? So I get the ball in the corner, and my man is pushing me baseline. It's a center in the paint, and then it's the power forward, the interior finisher, also in the paint, but his man just popped out to the wing. I could try to go all the way to the paint, but odds are the power forward is gonna help and try to contest me, and then I'm gonna have to dump it off to 12, who just had the ball, and 7 might pick him up. Right, so I want to be able to make the play. I don't want to have to put the ball in his hands because he just had the ball and we seen he didn't do nothing with it. So what's the move right here? I know that I have difficult shots, Hall of Fame, sniper, hot zone hunter, all that. So what do? Take 1 dribble, pull up, and that's a bucket. Once again, an example of knowing your build, knowing what you can do. Obviously, if I didn't have shooting badges, I'm not gonna be shooting, moving. I'm not gonna be shooting pull-ups, right? Because that just don't make sense. Now let's look at the last play of this specific game. Now, my point got playmaking take, I got slashing take. We look at what I'm looking at right now. Only person stopping me from scoring at this point is the interior finisher. The last cleaner is too far to make a play. The slashing playmaker that was guarding me was sleeping on a job, we can say. And you know that can't happen. That's why I'm in the position I am now. And with slash and take, playmaking take, a 80 standard dunk, and how small this interior finisher is, I'm gonna put it on this dome. And that's all it takes. This is why this is more mental than anything. Knowing who you playing against, knowing what your build can do, coupled with some other things, allows you to do things like this. 25 points and a half. I don't remember how many points I ended up with in this game, but that's this gameplay. Let's move on to the last game. All right, now once again we have 2 play shots, a 2-way mid-range shooter, which is actually unique, I'll give him that, and then we have a glass cleaner finisher and a glass cleaner. Now this is slightly different from the previous 2 games because they have 3 basically 2-way builds. They are all paint builds. So not paint builds, but they all have defensive capabilities, right? So it's gonna be a lot of intimidators on the court. Let's just say that it's gonna be a decent amount of intimidators on the court. Let's look at the first play. Now they shoot a 3. He missed it because he 50. We get the ball up. I'm kind of opening the corner for the 3, and he missed it. I mean, he didn't miss it, but he passed it a little late. Now, 74 rush out to come guard me, and I beat my man off the dribble. Now, I know 6 is a glass cleaner, right? And I could take it up on him, but I'm low-key gambling because I did earlier in this game. I tried to take it up, and I ended up getting blocked on the play. So that kind of told me 2 things. Number one, it told me that they have like a high defensive attributes, and they must have badges because I don't get blocked often. And number 2, it told me that they're aggressive because they jump to block the shot. Let's see what it does here. So I decide I'm gonna pull up this time. I'm not gonna take in the paint, and we end up getting 2 points. Now, this is where it gets key. Let's look at the next play. Now in this play, we taking it out, right? I bring my man back out kind of to the mid-range, wait for the big man to get away from the paint. I catch the ball inside the paint. Slashing playmaker is not really in a position to contest me, so if it was just him, I can just dunk him, get my 2 points on the board. But the glass cleaner is helping kind of from the right block, right? And notice that the glass cleaner finisher is also coming down from the top of the free throw line, right? I already know that they like to jump a lot, and I know they can defend because they have blocked me once before. So this is what I'm thinking. I could either bring it back out to the direction which I just came, which is kind of from the left mid-range area, or because I know they're so aggressive and they like to play for steals and blocks, I can be patient, give them a pump fake, let them fly over my head, and that's 2 points on the board. Now, the same way I said at the beginning of the game, defenses are trying to figure you out, you should also be trying to figure the defense out. So a mistake I made early in the game where I get blocked is not going to happen again, because I'm going to pick up on what they like to do. They like to go for steals. They like to go for blocks. So I'm going to start pump faking. I'm going to start going for mid-ranges. Even if I catch in the paint, I'm going to give them a pump fake, bring them back out, and I'm going to shoot a mid-range. If you remember the last play before the one I just showed, he even jumped to contest a mid-range shot. So those are the type of things you want to pick up on. And I'm saying that because it's going to correlate to the next play I'm going to show y'all. It's going to all tie in together. Alright, now this is, I think, they're going to be the final play. So we taking the ball out. I'm under the paint for a second. It's not there, so I go to the corner. 74 runs me off the 3-point line. So now I'm in the mid-range. And basically, I have all the defenders' attention. Everybody is basically looking at me with the ball right now. You might be thinking, okay, the obvious pass is to the corner to 99. That's where you're going. But like we stated earlier in the previous play, they like to go for blocks and they like to go for steals. Now, 74 always overplays. That's why I got by him so easily. Even if you look at the defender directly to my right, guarding number 1, even he went, like during this play, is gonna go for a steal. So I don't really want to go in the paint because, I mean, look at, they're literally waiting on me to come in the paint. That's a dead mission. I can't really go back because 74 is behind me. I can't really pull up because if we saw from the first play, he contests jump shots. He likes to jump at jump shots, and I'm not fully certain that if I shoot this, he won't get a good contest and I might miss it. So the only smart play is to be patient, because I know he probably thinking I'm finna shoot it because I already did this already. Be patient, let him jump, find some open space, and then make something happen from there. Now, if we play the clip, that's exactly what happened. He jumped thinking I'm gonna take the mid-range. The center plan for steals don't pick up. I get some open space in the middle. Difficult Shots Hall of Fame, Green Machine Hall of Fame, Hot Zone Hunter Hall of Fame, Volume Shooter on Silver. Just reading my badges at the top of the screen, and that's why we make that. That's basically all this episode is about. Just knowing your build, knowing what you can do, knowing your opponent's build, noticing how they play throughout the game. And that's the difference between having 11 points and a half and 33 points and a half and your guy quitting out. You know, and this, I mean, 15 for 20, and you know, that's not my greatest game, but I mean, The guy guarding me couldn't stand the embarrassment. I don't think anybody may have never dropped 30 points on him at a half, and it was gonna get worse if he wouldn't have quit out. But at this point, you know, we was gonna win the game and all that. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. I'm gonna be finishing off this series probably in the next 2 weeks. Probably gonna be a total like 11-12 parts. So if you're looking forward to that, drop a like and comment down below if this series is helping you in any way, if you learned anything from it, and if you just like the videos in general that I'm dropping. Subscribe to the channel, support, you know, the cause, and I'm tapping up.
Compare me to who you wanna compare me with. I was broke without a home, soon I'm be glamorous. I came a long way, yeah, I came a long way. But I know who I am. Thugging through the snow, I had to get it anyway. I know my turn coming, like any day. I've been like waiting, on like to sit. Can't afford to be on that bench, I'm right on time, I'm heaven sent. Know how to play them cards like it was a poker game. I did what I did, I'm more so smooth, but I had to change.